Hello, and thank you so much for serving in the month of September in Oaks Kids kindergarten through 5th grade. I wanted to give you a brief run through of a few changes that I made for this month to help streamline where materials are located. So if you're teaching large group, to the left of the stage, you're going to find the computer for the person that is in charge of the slides while the other person is teaching. And you're also, instead of finding the multiple baskets, one per week, I just set it up the same way, but just on a cart. And since it was only 3 shelves, I also put a basket next to it. So it's labeled by weeks. You can find all of your materials there. And so it's got your lesson plan for teaching large group, as well as any materials that you will need for that lesson if you do need any materials for that lesson. So large group, that's the only difference. Instead of baskets, you have a rolling cart with one basket for that additional week. If you are teaching small group, then in your classrooms, you're going to go back to the rolling cart that you were on before. And in that rolling cart, instead of it being organized by part of the lesson, it's organized by day. So you see September 7th, 14th, 21st, and 28th. And each of those has your lesson plans, your take-home sheets, and any materials you need to teach the different parts of the lesson. If you have a material that did not fit in that basket, then it's going to be either on top of the cart or right next to the cart. So the week that you're teaching, if you're like, oh, I really needed a beach ball, and it wasn't there, that means it's going to either be next to the cart or on top of it. The only thing that is different with the lesson plans this month is that there's no time listed on them, and that's because we're still kind of experimenting with what's going to work. Generally, what's going to happen now is that you are going to start with your small group, as we always have in the past, and do 2 of the small group activities that are kind of in order in your baskets. Do the first 2 activities and then move to large group after that, because that will be around the same time as the kids who choose to stay in the service for the worship time will be coming back at passing of the peace. And that won't line up perfectly, but it will line up relatively closely. So as soon as you finish your 2 activities, you're going to come back to large group, and large group will begin, and those kids coming in from the sanctuary will join as they finish up there. Before you come back for large group, though, this is the Find It in the Bible. It is in both classrooms. It's just labeled by date. So if you're on September 7th, they need to be marking in their Bibles Exodus 19, and just locating that and marking it before they come to large group. If something happens and you run out of time before that, then the 2-minute timer that starts when they arrive to large group, they should use that time to get their Bibles marked to the spot for that week, and then to help their neighbors do that. The only other things is we did a great job with either with putting the materials away or throwing them away. If it's a consumable like a worksheet, throw it in the garbage. If it is something that we're